Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, we're going to go over AS Gariyu's 5-star moveset, as well as his skills, and how to use zones as well. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So the most important question is he hot or not?
Ooh, I like bad boys. He's hot.
Oh yes. Not to mention he can actually activate fire zones as well. He's definitely hot in my books as well. So let's compare him to his regular version. Most notably, the speed of the AS version is quite a bit more than the original version. You must remember that the original version, he is among the slowest 5-star mages in the game. Also, once you've unlocked his final quest for AS version, and I did film that, you can check that out on my channel if you'd like, you do unlock the ability to activate zones with his Valor chance. So what that means is when he comes in, the zone is activated for fire, and I'll go over that later through our battle. In terms of our moveset, we're going to go with 3 moves. Now, Burning Shield you'll recognize from the OG version. And again, I'll show you a little bit later why you might not need this one anymore. It gives 50% wind resistance as well as some physical resistance. He also does have Fiendish Flame, which is the same as the OG Gariyu, and that one's pretty useful in that it inflicts poison and again powers down the enemy by 15%. If you don't have any other power debuffers, it might not be a bad choice to put that in the first slot. Now all ASs do have 2 different moves, one that stacks orbs and the other one that uses them. So we're going to use Infernal Demise in the middle slot, and that's the one that consumes all the orbs, and AS Gariyu can stack up to 5 of them. So this will be very similar in mechanics to Nidaria Edge for AS Nagi, where you stack a bunch of orbs using the Spreading Inferno, of course. Now it says Spreading Inferno 1, but when you use it in battle, it will count up depending on how many orbs you do stack. And once you have enough, unleash the middle move Infernal Demise for mega damage. Not only that, but being that when he's not in fire zone, he can still do 3 hits anyways, that will help easily power your AF bar before you've activated fire zone. Alright, so this is his 5-star board for the AS version, and you can see the 2 AS moves are unlocked on the 5-star board. Now, for those who don't know, AS and OG version always share the same 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th boards. And so if you have fully powered your OG to level 80, then you do get a bonus stat on the AS version, and likewise reversal. So I went with the 3 standard Grasta, 20, 20, 30 fire, and note that I did choose int and speed because Gariyu is a little bit slower in general. And being that he is AS, the Grasta are shared between AS and OG, so you don't have to re-equip if you want. Now let's re-tackle Rot Rival. So after filming this video, I realized there was no need to actually cast or carry Burning Shield. And the reason for that is, with zones, the battle mechanic is much different. If I had brought in Gariyu AS as a Valor Chant on the first turn, he not only increases all fire type attacks by 50%, it will also automatically decrease all wind attacks by 50% while the zone is in effect. Now currently there are no enemies that can remove zones, so that would essentially stay for the whole battle for you to wreak havoc on an enemy that is weak to fire. Not only that, but when you do activate a zone, all moves, whether or not they're single fire type moves, double hit, triple hit, or so on and so forth, will power the AF bar the same way. In this case, the enemy is weak to fire, so you'll even cause more damage. Now when I first took on this boss, I had to do a lot of juggling in order to end the boss in 2 or 3 AFs. I don't have AS Akane just yet, although I can upgrade her. That being said, with the AF activated once you get the fire zone going, 50% increased damage, not to mention the AS Gariyu can stack his 5 orb and then unleash a mega hit like AS Nagi. It can easily end the battle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put AS Gariyu in the back and then bring him back in. Keep in mind that Rot Rival, once he puts those lights underneath your characters, you only have 3 turns to remove. and I would remove on the second or the beginning of the third turn, depending on how fast your characters are. Otherwise, they get hit like that, and Ewan just bit the dust and took one for the team. Now, this was actually my first try using AS Gariyu, so I will actually obviously tailor my moves as I get more used to using zones. But the main thing you need to know is, again, increase fire damage by 50, decrease wind damage by 50, and all moves, regardless of whether a single or multi, can continue the bar. You also can see the fire symbol right there on top next to your AF bar, and you saw the waves of energy fill the area, signaling your zone is in play. Now, note that I did use Sukiya to activate Howling Surge to increase damage for my physical attackers. Now, it doesn't help AS Gariyu, but he really doesn't need any help. Also, being that Joker can double hit with his slash because the enemy is weak to fire, it also helps. You can also see that the Spreading Inferno is increasing in numbers, and finally I unleashed Inferno Demise, dealing over 2 million damage with one single hit from AS Gariyu. So over 10 million damage in one AF bar with literally no problems. So if we had this earlier, you can easily end the battle as opposed to just getting those AS Akanes and Rosettas and so on and so forth. So overall, for a free character, the OG version was already pretty great, but the AS version is unmatched, and being our first free Fire Zone character, there's no reason not to get him. If you're having trouble with the battles, to unlock AS version, make sure you catch my playlist. I do have all 5 fights up for those who need a little bit of help, or at least to see the moves that the enemy boss is using in order for you to conquer the dragon and unlock Gariyu AS for yourself. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.